I don't know. Pickett going one-on-one, though, with Horne-Francis. That's exciting. But Taron Thomas trying to get the first clearance of the half. Pickett went in again, but well played by Coleman Jones to get it to Horne-Francis. And Greenwood sends it inside 50, but well read by the Ds. Hibbert able to intercept and build up here. Petrarca pulls the trigger with a long, high kick, and McDonald will fly from behind, but Ben Brown was in front, and that long reach on display again can go back and look to put through his third goal. Works his way into the arc, hoping for goal number 3. He's been kicking the ball superbly so far today. It doesn't look great off the boot that time. Might still be in play. In the end, Josh Walker happy to thump it through and over the line for a boundary throw-in. That was a chance for the Bombers. Filling up those last 2 list spots as Pickett explodes, and with a left foot, pinpoint precision to Ben Brown.
The pre-season competition next week. What is the ideal time that some of these A-graders are going to play today? Does Petrarca need to play a whole game?
Yep.
Oliver, Max Gawn's still out.
Goes through the middle of Casey Fields and goes inside 50, hoping for Gawn or Ben Brown again, who's really gaining some confidence and plucking them from everywhere.
First 2 out of those 3, he's a hell of a player.
Third set shot of this third quarter coming up for Ben Brown. Probably the easiest look he'll have, though, from almost directly in front. And he makes no mistake. Nicely done from Ben Brown. He kicks his third goal of the game.
Guess when you win a flag.
Gawn sends it long and deep. Phillips waiting to pounce. Heavy tackle from Harms. 26 years of age, James Harms. Still plenty of great footy left in him. Gives it a good ride.
No issue at all.
Lovely straight kick from Harms, who becomes yet another multiple goal kicker in this game. He's got 2.
In his growth, he was a tagger a handful of years ago, or that negating midfielder. He's then become that half-forward, impactful player as well. And we saw that work that he did in that second quarter, I believe it was. The work.
Keeps it inside the forward arc. Hibbert goes back to McDonald. Off one step, beautiful pass to Petrarca, dropped the mark.
Oh.
And kicking in danger, wasn't it? Yes. Shot for goal. Let's have a look on replay. Maybe a bit stiff there, Jackson. So we have about 40 metres to cover here. Christian Petrarca. Well off to the right and doesn't even score.
To think that he could be at this level for another 2 or 3 years is very scary. Here he goes. There he goes. Oh, he's hit the post.
Langdon goes towards McDonald, has 2 Kangaroos to beat, and he kept his feet and beat them all. Jackson, Oliver, lining up. Pickett zigzags his way through on the left towards Chandler. Goldstein there to thump it through for a minor score.
Seat of the bench. See if he gets an opportunity possibly in this last quarter and they change up that forward structure.
Horne-Francis with some speed and acceleration. Clean pickup and a high kick towards Larkey. One-on-one with Smith, and Larkey can't mark. Goes out of bounds in the end, but that was just a glimpse of Jason Horne-Francis on display.
Into space for a forward.
Coleman Jones edged out of the ruck contest. Lazaro goes back to Patrick Walker. Snaps around the body. Larkey in front. Tries to keep it alive and can't. Come through for a minor scoreline as well. He'll get some attention. We'll keep our eyes on.
Appears to be left knee from this advantage point, Ben.
And we'll keep our eyes on that as Oliver extracts now to Rivers, who gave it straight to Powell. A rare turnover, and Powell pounces. A goal against the flow. That breaks a 10-goal streak. Good news that we have as the Roos again through Lazaro. Just starting to get involved a little bit more in the game, Lazaro, but turned it over. May to Oliver to Salem. Great tackle, Horne-Francis. Forces the turnover. And his fellow draftee in Curtis with a left foot kick towards the goal square. Marnie off the deck. Kicks the goal. And just like that, the Roos have 2 in a minute. And Jack Marnie has 2 goals for the game. And forward, Brayshaw almost wasn't expecting it there with Patrick Walker. Brayshaw able to get his hands on the ball though. Feeds it to Rivers. Kick inside 50. Fumbled. Allowed Neil Bullen to pounce. And he's one player you don't want to give an opportunity to. Luckily though, the Kangaroos had a saviour right on the... Oh, Pickett. Almost picked it up cleanly off the ground. Horne-Francis starting to get his hands on the ball a little bit more. That kick just held up in the breeze ever so slightly. Real tough task for Patrick Walker, especially when Brayshaw was... Sports cameras here at Angus Brayshaw's set shot. And he's done it superbly. Great kick, Brayshaw.
Easy Melbourne supporters. It's by his own choice. He's just had enough for the day. He's done the work.
Horne-Francis taken high. So we'll have a look at him at a set shot opportunity here. Jason Horne-Francis taken way too high in the tackle.
Back at playing against men and kicking those 3 goals. He's good enough at this level.
What's he got in a set shot from a really tough angle? He'll go across goal, big fly over the top from the Roos, and Zurhaar couldn't get hands to it. And it's through for North Melbourne.
It's done.
I reckon we might see a few changes and a few players putting cotton wool at 3/4 time. Risky handballs here from the Roos. Petrarca is lurking, and then in the end, Lazaro happy to rush it through for a minor score just before the 3/4 time siren.
We might get an opportunity to see the pecking order at Melbourne about those that get to have the last quarter off. Who do they value the most, Benny?
Jacob Edwards is at the centre bounce, the mid-season #1 pick from last year, and he wins his first hit out down to Hugh Greenwood. Roos fans like that one. A bit of a round of applause from Jacob Edwards, but Joel Smith immediately rebounds and sends it towards half forward. Jackson dropped it. The D's have numbers inside their forward 50. They can get their hands on the ball here, but they can't. It's Scott finding Patrick Walker. Spargo applying the tackle. Goda goes back to Patrick Walker, then Josh Walker with a kick towards half forward, but Pickett. How about that for a contested grab against Bailey Scott? Outstanding grab from
Hard
Pickett.
to teach that.
And Gawn is in the pocket and almost uncontested, able to take the mark. Absolutely bonkers performance that was by Gawn. 40 metres out. Keeps it simple and keeps it straight.
That's shelling pea sort of stuff for the big fella.
Kicking him.
No, and I think he's that sort of player. You just go in there, impact, and then get back where you can cause the most damage.
And Spargo applies a wonderful tackle. If it's not Pickett that gets you, it's Spargo.
Right-footed check side.
Doesn't quite have the curl that he was after. And it goes into the Jake Lever and Jack Viney and Melksham all involved in selection conundrums as well. As Petrarca unloads from beyond 50 and kicks the goal.
Gosh.
All class Christian Petrarca.
Mentioned Ollie Wines.
No, of course, he's decent Brownlow chance.
We better mention him. And while we're talking about Dustin Martin, deserves to have his name mentioned in there somewhere.
Hibberd dropped the mark. Curtis dived on top of it, got it to Thomas with the outside of the boot. Taron Thomas just had a bit too much curl on it from Goda, forcing a mistime kick in the end. Hayden didn't quite get a clean handball away. Umpire said play on. Pickett, so good on his left. Waits it towards half forward, just over the head of Jordan. Ball comes to the back. Jackson couldn't quite take it cleanly below his knees, and the Roos arrive to lend support. Scott and Curtis again. Oh, didn't have enough.
Good follow-up.
Oomph on the kick, though. Yeah, great follow-up there on Bowie. Maybe
he's got done for a sling.
Yeah, and Bowie just a little worse for wear after that tackle, but able to get around Stevenson with ease. Kick it long inside 50. Petrarca couldn't, almost had the mark. Brown picks up the crumbs and kicks the goal, and that is 4 for Ben Brown. Just worked his way up the ground a little bit as this game has progressed, as Gawn hits the deck hard.
Well, we know he can kick him from there as well, so he doesn't have to get too much closer to goal. It's one of the biggest goals I reckon I've ever seen.
It was absolutely nuts. What a kick there from Gawn as well to Petrarca. Now he's within range. Successful premiership campaign from 52 metres. Didn't quite have the accuracy on that occasion. Clearly got the distance.
Good work. He was getting shots on goal.
Yep.
A rack goal, and just was missing. But I think if he does, or someone's down behind play, it looks like it's Ben Brown.
Yeah, just noticing that. You can see that at the top of your screen there as well.
Might have been a bit of a body check from Josh Walker.
Green, will focus now, is on the bottom of your screen where Max Gawn runs on the arc, unloads. Look at the curl. Big Max says, how good am I?
Very good is the answer. Worked hard to guess a game, and just at the end of the day, you've just got to find 22 of your best. Some really good players are going to miss out.
Top of the goal square. Goldstein there, able to thump it through. So you're looking at, from a North Melbourne perspective today, Dal.
Generates natural overlap.
McDonald grabs it out of the ruck, snaps it around the body, and puts it right through the middle. Tom McDonald with his 3rd goal, and the big key forwards at the D's have made an impact on the scoreboard, though. Wiedemann is in the ruck because I'm looking at the bench, and Gawn and Jackson are both sitting on the pine. And it doesn't matter because the D's have got the clearance. Sparrow paddles it to Oliver. And can he get a lick of the ice cream? He certainly can.
It's grand final day again. His best midfielder down. Is it Oliver? Is it Petrarca? If Cozzy Pickett's in there, is he your biggest threat?
And he goes on the left and he's wheeled onto both left and right foot with aplomb today. Beautiful handball from Petrarca. Puts it in front of Sparrow, who just misses.
Half the play.
Zurhaar trying to get a little bit of free space here. And he's
won himself a free
kick. Yeah. Directly in front, Cam Zurhaar. And he just squeezes it in. Late consolation goal for the Roos. Time of the year last year as well. Did the Demons. As Brown comes up and on the second attempt takes a strong mark. And that was a tough marking attempt as well. Ben Brown on the long run up. It looks like he might be going around the body. Now Kayo Sports camera perfectly positioned to capture this attempt at goal. And he goes through, Ben Brown, for goal number 5. This lineup, and the fact of the matter is, Dal, they're probably not going to be able to fit the ball in.
That's the reality of the situation. Just a little injury concern here behind play. Salem just coming from the ground in the hands of the trainers, limping. So it looks to be a lower leg concern as Harms snaps one around his body on the non-preferred. It's a lovely finish.
Inside 50, Ford. That's Eddie Ford. One-on-one there with Hunt. In the end was holding the ball. He's played against Hunt. Stevenson takes the advantage and goes short, and Young, Lockie Young. 15 games last year for the Roos, averaged 11 disposals per outing. That's a good-looking kick off the boot. Perfectly executed. Lovely finish from Lockie Young. Probably makes it a bit harder now for the D's to bring up, to turn that over. Straight to Chandler. Play on is called. So Chandler's going to go for Brown, who's eyeing 6 goals. Ball comes to the back. Wiedemann has a chance. Dribbles it along the ground. And it's rushed through for a minor score. That would have been the perfect icing on the cake for the D's. Nonetheless, it is as behind that takes the final margin to 88 points. 22